Today I'm going to be ranking one of my subscribers' custom gun builds, remaking the Captain Price's Modern Warfare 3 gun. What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you're returning from my old channel, thank you guys so much for finding me and coming back to this video. But we're going to be remaking a custom Captain Price's Modern Warfare 3 gun from Forced to Play. Here's a screenshot of all the gun parts that I'm going to be using, and obviously you guys will see what the gun looks like at the end of this rebuild. Well, let's jump right into the rebuild and let's see what we can make this gun look like. Alright, so this is the gun. This is our final result of the gun. I must say, this gun is very aesthetically pleasing to look at. Again, I think that the top rail and the handguard really adds a touch. I think it would be kind of bland if you took the foregrip and the laser away. I did add a shorter barrel, so it's kind of not as long as the default M4, but majority of the parts of the main components of the gun are the same. I changed the optic, which is minor. The stock is minor. The magazine was changed, and the barrel was changed. Everything else was a add-on, and the magazine, like I said, is just more bullets, but everything pretty much is the same. But I did switch out the 507K for the Romeo 5, so we're gonna see if that optic gives me a better advantage or if I'm just gonna be rusty because I'm not using my scope that I'm used to. But that's gonna be it for the gun rebuild. Now let's jump right in, see how many kills we can get. All right, so it turns out that I actually recorded this entire gameplay while talking and I had my microphone muted, so I'm gonna give a review as you guys can watch the highlights of my gameplay. So for one, the first thing that I would say off bat that I noticed was that I was a lot slower than usual. I know that it's not a smaller gun like the MP5K or even the Nightwing, even though the Nightwing is kind of the same size, it's just a bit more light and compact. I will say that it wasn't that bad of a gun in terms of the size. I mean, I was again a little slower, but it wasn't that big of a deal. The next thing I want to point out is definitely the recoil was not bad at all. Like, there was very slight, like obviously if you look at I'll repeat the Nightwing again, the Nightwing versus this gun, you'll see that the recoil is not pretty much any different than any other gun out there that has little to no recoil. So the recoil is basically just the gun vibrating. It really doesn't have an effect on you shooting or your aim. It's not that bad. I do think that the list of parts that made the gun were very, in terms of how the gun looks, it was very aesthetically pleasing to look at. Obviously I'll pop up the two images of Captain Price's gun versus my gun and you can see the two differences. I think the gun was very aesthetically pleasing to look at. One of the better looking custom guns that I've made in recent time. I also think that the scope mixed with the laser at the front, you know, making the optic green, that was a nice touch. I think it added aesthetic wise, I think it added aesthetic cleanliness to the gun. It also added a better optic for me to use. Obviously I can see the laser through the optic, but it's also not really that noticeable. And then the stock I think was okay. I didn't really pay attention much to the stock. I was just trying to focus on getting kills, but I think the overall consensus of the gun is going to get a 7.5 out of me, so 7.5. I think another slightly minor thing I would like to point out about the gun is that when you're aiming, when you're turning around to aim, it is kind of noticeable that you are slower when aiming too, but then again, that just comes with the gun not being the smallest gun on the planet, and so you get a slower gun. Well, that's going to be it for my review on the Captain Price's Modern Warfare 3 gun. Again, this gun wasn't that complex, so there really wasn't much detail to go into this gun. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to show you the highlights of this gun that I was using. You guys can just see for yourself what the gun was like. Let's go. Alright, and that's going to be all for Captain Price's Modern Warfare 3 gun build. Let me know in the comments what you liked about this gun, if there's anything that I could have maybe changed to make it better or worse or more realistic. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.